Hey, Jake Harper here from American Torah. Proverbs 18:2 says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion." When I read this verse this morning, it really hit home with me. I mean, this is really talking to me. In many ways, I'm a fool. We all are in some way or another. But I spend a lot of time on social media platforms and online forums, and this is one of the things that I see all the time, and I catch myself doing it far too often. You see somebody, or you read something that somebody has written, and you respond to what you think they're saying, or what you want them to be saying, rather than what they're actually saying. One of the ways that I see this in people who interact with me all the time online is if I post something positive about God's law, I say, I think it's a good thing to keep the law of God, all of it that applies to you. Many people automatically think that I'm preaching salvation by works. I'm only saying essentially the same thing that almost all Christian teachers have been saying for the last 2,000 years. The law of God is a good thing. It's a good thing to try to keep it. That's not salvation by works. I'm not talking about salvation. I'm talking about your behavior. What is good to do? I see people, somebody will say, I support Trump, and they'll say, oh, you're a racist. What? Wait, how do you get that out of I support Trump? Somebody will say, I support Biden for president. Somebody will say, you're a baby killer. How do you get that? I get that Biden supports abortion rights, or whatever you want to call it. And I get that many people believe that Trump is a racist despite all evidence to the contrary. And some of them might have good reason for that. I don't really understand. But when you see something that upsets you, or that you disagree with, or if somebody said this, or if you had said this, this is what you would have meant by it. Don't assume that's what that person means by it. Don't assume more than what they've actually said. Look at the words that they're using, the things that they've actually said, and ask yourself, does this thing actually mean what I think it means? Do the words that this person is putting on the screen really imply the thing that I think it implies? Or is that only in my own mind, in my own heart? Am I assuming that other people believe things that aren't really in evidence? Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, some of the new ones, I don't think they use the same kinds of algorithms, but these big social media platforms reward controversy. Their algorithms are deliberately crafted to encourage polarization in the users. Posts that get angry faces, or laughing, or hearts, those things are rewarded and shown to more people. Posts that don't arouse strong emotions of any kind, people may appreciate it. It may be good content, but it doesn't make anybody feel anything intense. So Facebook or Twitter or whoever doesn't show it to as many people. Or they actively discourage viewpoints that they don't agree with by suppressing the reach of those kinds of posts. And the end result is that everybody's social media feed becomes an echo chamber. And the echoes get more and more intense over time, because the more inflammatory the post, the more polarizing it is, the more reach it gets within those people who agree with it already. So that social media becomes divided into the pro-Trump camp, the pro-Biden camp, the anti-abortion camp, the whatever camp. Everybody's got their camps, and it all becomes more and more divided. Don't fall into that trap. You can either leave those platforms, or you just be aware that they are doing that, or you can look at those posts and don't immediately react. Look at the words that are actually being used and think to yourself, are they actually saying what I think they're saying? Or could there be another explanation? Could they mean something else? Could there be a different reason why this person is supporting this particular view? Are they actually supporting that view? Or does it only sound like it to me because I'm predisposed to believe things about people who say certain things or use certain phrases? So take a step back. Ask yourself, does this really mean what I think it means? Is this person really saying what I think they're saying? And if you're still not sure, ask that person. Ask politely. Don't confront. Don't make accusatory questions that assume guilt or that assume the other person is saying what you think they are. Just simply ask them, what do you mean by this? It sounds like you're saying this. Am I wrong? I think you might end up strengthening some relationships that you thought were hopeless. You might end up actually liking people that you didn't think you could like. That could be a good thing, right? This is Jake Harper from American Torah. Be blessed.